How about nah? Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I gotta figure out how to do that now. Oh, geez. Who knows if that's good? It's not hardware anymore, though. It's not analog. So I don't know. It's not. But I'm an analog man. So I clicked it. I clicked it. I clicked it. Yeah, it's running. I can. I can also see that I'm very close to clipping. Like really close. Okay, I've dropped my gain. I'm sort of calibrating my gain to my kind of my vocal my standard vocal pattern that I do. Okay, what I did. Okay. Yeah, now I'm good. Oh, that's okay. Okay. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Really, mine's a pretty clean noon, 11:30 right now, maybe 11:58. I'm gonna leave it there, I think. Yes. Yeah. 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 That makes sense to me. Yeah, this is fine. Um, cool. Yep, of course. Alright. Yeah, yeah. We've got 2.5. There we go. That's what I like to hear. Um, I wonder if this, like, crackle thing is gonna be on the stream or not. I Yeah, it's just a Discord thing. Cool. I ended up getting pad thai. Remember I was talking about that earlier?
Yeah. I'm
So,
yeah, I just monitored myself.
gotcha. Cool. Right, yeah, one of those kinda things. I'm begin.
Hey, everybody. My mic works this time. Straight off the rip. All right,
Here we go.
Let's hop into it. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Nobody's Listening to This Music podcast. My name's Andrew.
And my name is Eric.
And today, you wouldn't believe it, but we're talking about a metal band. It's been a minute. I really
We're
do
back
feel like
at
it's
it.
been a minute. I'm not saying that we get requests to do stuff like this, but just purely looking at the analytics, it seems like some people really like it when we do metal stuff.
Funny that you just moved your hair, but did devil horns. Like that's just how metal you are right now.
I gotta
Yeah, you accidentally devil horned. That's hilarious.
So this is Brand of Sacrifice. I've heard of that's what we're doing. We're doing Brand of Sacrifice today. God Hand came out in 2019. It's listed on iTunes as death metal, black metal. Again, I said last episode I don't know entirely how true that is.
Yeah.
Death metal maybe. I don't have much black metal experience.
I feel like nor do I, but yeah, I kind of also agree. I feel like black metal is just like really, really like dark sounding and just sort of like
I think it's just kind
muddy,
of like church burny and kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know some of the vocals that he does on this stray into the black metal arena,
right?
Of like
style. Perhaps that's the tip there,
because he does like the highs where he like pulls in and out a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's very black metal of him to be doing.
I
heard of Brand of Sacrifice recently. I mean, I've like been aware of Brand of Sacrifice, but I never really gave them the like time that they deserved to like understand whether I liked them or not.
I feel that.
So the other day I did, because they put out a song called Demon King, I think it was, like 2 weeks ago maybe at this point.
Yep.
And people were reacting to it because you know how much I like reaction channels. And
yeah.
I was like, whoa, this is like mind-blowingly heavy. And I was like, okay, hold on. Well, they don't have any other stuff out from that other than like the single. So let me like check out the rest of it. I listened to this album and I was like, yeah, this album delivers basically what that song that came out did. It's just like incredibly heavy and like a little bit of a disaster.
Yeah, there's definitely some chaos here. Like super heavy, and then like what I would call some pretty like techie type parts. Maybe not I'll say techie. Yeah, there's some tech, there's some mathematical playing, some artificial sounding tones and such that I associate with what I would call like a techie kind of thing.
Like guitar tones that are definitely made on a computer and not an amp.
And like yesterday you were talking about the Digitech whammy wee, and it's got a lot of
it's all over this album.
Yeah.
It's all over this record. There's the part that is going on right now. I can't tell if it's somebody screaming and they pitch shifted it around a bunch, or if it's just like some like weird vocalized synthesizer.
Yeah. I often wonder that with her. I think in this too, there's a lot of like, those like choir type parts.
Oh,
and I was just,
we were talking about it right before we went live.
Yeah, and like, like the other day, I sent you that video of the that Mellotron pedal where you can kind of like do like make a chord, and then that's like you'll hear like a chorus of people like vocalizing that chord from this pedal, and then I was just like, I was like, I wonder if this is an actual choir or if it's like a synth tone,
just like an algorithm that's getting it to go.
Yeah. But yeah, lots of different stuff going on there. Like, and I'm sure we'll get to. I forget. I don't think I checked the names of the songs, but there are also those like very cinematic, like score sounding ones.
Yeah, I think it's "Hill of Swords" is the song that you're probably thinking of. That one's just all like pad ambience.
Yeah, and then there was another, maybe After Image, I think was sort of similar, where it was like there's just a lot of range and sounds on this, where it's super duper heavy, but then also like there's some like pretty nice sounding parts too.
Yeah, there's like they break up like some of the heavy with just like choir pads and like soundscapes and stuff. He says God Hand on this record, I think, in every single song.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure, but every now and then I feel like I hear him just go, God Hand. He definitely says it in the first song, but...
Yeah. I think I caught that in, like, the last track, the title track. That's funny.
Enunciation is definitely not this guy's strong suit. If we're talking vocalists here, he's got a wild range of stuff that he can like do and like techniques in his back pocket, but enunciation is not one of those things that he's got going for him.
No, and that's fine. You don't have to do, you don't have to check all the boxes.
His like pig squeal thing is unreal.
Yeah.
It's like that's so much low end, but then it's also just a whistle. So
very much so.
I think I was talking to Zach about this the other day because I was watching a guy, a vocal coach that does a lot of his name's Carvox Academy, I think is his name.
Okay. That sounds vaguely familiar.
He reacts to a lot of like harsh vocal stuff, and he explained what an actual deathcore pig squeal is.
Okay.
Have you ever seen overtone singing?
No, I don't think so.
It's like where you sing like the one like, but then you're going like
oh, like throat singing,
sort of,
or
because throat sing is more like a. Yeah. I can do it. I can't. Every now and then I can break into it. Overtone
I remember
singing.
in like freshman year of high school, Frank and I found throat singing, like Alaskan throat singing on YouTube.
Mongolian. It's Mongolian.
Mongolian, yeah, there we go.
Mongolian or Chinese throat singing is the thing.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but overtone singing is where you sing like a bass note. You can sing a note in any one note, and then you change like the harmonic overtone. Because there's because singing is like many frequencies meeting to make like one frequency. So there's harmonic over and undertones. So a pig squeal is the growl is your one tone, and the squeal is you finding the harmonic overtone that cuts through.
Jeez.
And
that sounds crazy.
And I was like, whoa. And here I just thought it was the guys from Broken Side being like, Bree.
Right, exactly.
Bro, nobody has found any of the stuff that I've put in the descriptions about like endurance listening to shitty music and called me out on it. You guys, people that are like listening to this, you like have to like pay attention because you could get me to do some like really stupid shit.
That's so funny. I feel like I'm sure I brought it up when you mentioned this a few weeks ago, because now I can vaguely remember you talk about the endurance listening if you find such and such Easter egg in an episode or whatever.
Right.
But like a few years ago, the bass player for Story So Far, I forget what it was about, like the wager or whatever, but it was like maybe I think it was like if the San Jose Sharks lost a certain game or something, he would listen to Thunder by Imagine Dragon for like 2 hours or something.
Just end on end.
Yeah, which he'd like very publicly tweeted about hating that song and Imagine Dragons like a bunch of times, and I think it like played at hockey games a lot or something. And
Right.
he did have to endurance listen to Thunder for a number of hours. I checked into the stream a few times.
Incredible. Yeah, I will. There's been like a broken side Easter egg. There's been like plenty of bad early 2000s shit that I've been like, all you have to do is say do it, and I'll do it. It's not like there's no money involved here. It's free.
Yeah, that's kind of how we've been about our listener requests too. We're kind of just like, we'll just do it. If you literally say to do it, we're just gonna do it. There's no like vetting process or like not even much of a wait list or anything. It's kind of just like, yeah, well, I'll do it.
Like I'll do it.
Michael Caine.
Who is that?
I think his name's Michael Caine from
Michael
Batman.
Caine, yeah, the guy who played Penny.
I'll do it.
Yeah, he played Alfred in Alfred Pennywise in The Dark Knight. I'll do it.
What do you mean Pennywise?
Alfred Pennywise is his name.
Oh,
Pennyworth?
is that his name?
Or Pennyworth? Alfred Pennywise.
Oh,
Pennyworth?
I don't know his last name. I'm not that deep.
Yeah, well, get that deep.
I thought you meant like it, and I'm like, dude, I don't think he was it.
No, he wasn't it. That was that other guy.
Yeah,
in the 90s.
Tim Curry.
Tim
right?
Curry. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know. Aren't you the movie guy? Jesus
yeah, I think
Christ.
so.
Yeah, go listen to Eric's movie podcast, dude.
I feel like saying Tim Curry, I'm like pretty sure I'm talking about the right dude, but also could be talking about one of the sticky bandits from Home Alone.
Well, it's not Joe Pesci, so it's the other one.
Yeah, I don't know that guy's name.
It's really funny because Zach always confuses him for a different guy too.
That's very funny. Tim Curry.
Let's for a moment. By the way, we're halfway through this album for anybody who is listening right now. Ooh, this part.
It's gonna be a short app.
I don't know if you're at it right now, but in Branded, just the laser.
Yeah. Insane.
So funny. Let's talk about the album art for a moment.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
I think this has got to be one of my favorite portions of this podcast. What do we got here?
The album art talk.
We have what we can only assume is some type of hellscape fantasy world.
Sure.
I'd like to first and foremost talk about the font on Brand of Sacrifice.
Yeah,
I can read it. Which is interesting.
In that sense, it feels like very kind of modern metal, where it's like, oh, that's actually pretty legible, and this is a very like
right, and not like
I don't know
Artifex's logo.
Yeah.
It's just a blob.
Yeah, it's like very legible. The art is very like Adobe Illustrator, like kind of polished looking. But yeah, also very fantastical. And
a demon, of course, is like a bunch of really harsh stuff going on. Like red vines popping out of the ground. And then, of course, a female-like figure with hair unrealistically long.
Yeah, that would be...
And just standing as like a nice bright pop of light right in the middle.
Yeah, almost like a Renaissance painting of sorts, where everything is it's a little bit more kind of like symmetrical and like just kind of centered than that would be, but very much with the way that everything is sort of like converging into the middle. We got this demon character, kind of, dark, but looking down at the woman who's bright in the front, and then all the other stuff is pointing.
I'll give anybody $10 in the chat right now if they can tell us who went to art school. So,
yeah, this is that movie one. This is Hill of Swords now.
Yeah, it's very just like, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's not like a song. It's film score.
Yeah, it almost feels MCU to me.
Very much so. I was gonna say, yeah, the strings are, is that horns or string? Yeah, the swell either way. Yeah. Very good. Very
And then
good.
the Latin pad in the background, just mi fa si ha hey, just nonsense to everybody else.
It honestly fits into the album fine though, right?
I love it. It's like
Right into claw marks. I love just like that, like the vocal cold open. Into
I love the vocal cord. Just after Hill of Swords being like me fa hey ha.
Yeah, like, but that's just not like it's like too predictable or whatever kind of thing. But in a way too, like I think I was thinking when I was listening to this, I was like, it's cool that they have like the random instrumentals in there because this world of music is really easy to get lost in and kind of sound samey. So to just
agree.
have like a thing to like, even if it's like a joke, like it's cool that they did that just to set it apart a little bit.
Yeah, Hill of Swords also gives them while they're playing live a second to like breathe
Yeah, I bet.
and like take a drink of water.
Yeah, they could
I
even
don't-
probably have like a couple minute version where they could have like the stage go dark and chill
I can't
for a second.
remember if it was them or if it was Oceano, but I remember seeing something like this happen where it was about to break into a part like this, and the guitar player kind of knew it was coming, and he turned around. You can see him just still chugging with his hand off of his guitar, and he's just
That's hilarious.
He's just dum 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 dum, and then he's reaching for a drink on top of his amp,
There you go.
and he's just drinking like faced away from the crowd, like almost trying to hide it in a way.
Yeah.
But just,
yeah,
just
trying not to take everybody out of it, but like fully not in it himself. Just like
thirsty a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a break here. That's very funny.
Yeah. I think every single song on here is different enough.
Yeah.
I don't think they really do like the there's like a lot of similar things going on the whole time. Like it's fast. This record's fast.
Yeah.
There's not very many parts where it's like slow. There's not very many sludgy breakdowns here.
No. Is it like maybe in the title track it kind of gets like a little time shift where it slows down?
They like
or not
slow
the title,
it down
the
a
first
little
track,
bit.
I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, they do a twist in time and slow it down, but there's no like there's nothing wildly like slow and sludgy. This like every time they do a breakdown, it's like some chugs, but then also like a synth pad behind it, kind of going nuts.
Yeah.
And here we are
Very much
back
so.
at After Image with more just pads and
very close together
synthes.
with Hill of Swords. I didn't really realize that how close those two actually are.
There must be
But-
some type of like what's the word that I'm looking for? Concept to go along with this album that I'm not really like grasping.
It is funny, like with this kind of thing where, and like obviously, you know, not to just be like it's metal, so you can't hear what they're saying, but like, you know, what band were we listening to before? Is it Spite, where the dude is like, you can really hear, or
Traitors,
oh, that was Traitors. So we did
the lost episode.
the last episode, Traitors, but like, you know, so like, yeah, some
Hey, yo,
dudes
Spencer
have
in
the
the chat.
enunciation thing, yeah, but yeah, if there is a concept, you'd have to like look it up, or read the lyrics or whatever. Like you're not just gonna get it just listening.
Yeah, it's also a very metal album to be a concept album.
Very much so.
It's very
That's
this
hilarious.
kind of metal to be like, this is going to be about something.
Yeah. What is it? Like, is it different type of thing, obviously, but like, is it Memphis Mayfire where every song was like the sinner?
Yeah. Like the sinner, the victim.
Yeah.
It's
This one's called The Banker.
I think I think that whole record that you're talking about was because they like got off Victory Records because Victory
Right.
Records was kind of running them over
Yeah.
or something like that, and then they wrote the whole record about how much Victory Records sucked.
This one's called The Betrayer. About their agent, about their manager. This one's called The Manager.
Yeah, they really should have left The Victim off that record. That makes
Yeah.
that makes it so woe is me.
Very much so.
No.
Hey, they made him a buck though, right? That's what,
Really did.
That's what we're all going for.
It's funny that they wrote an album about how they didn't want to sell out and be this big act,
Yeah.
and then like
That's also
the record literally blows up, and they're like the biggest metalcore act overnight.
like I feel like I saw them like 3 times that year.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't even like I it's not even, I didn't try to do that once. Like it's just I kind of stumbled into a venue that they were playing at like several times. Like they were busy. Another band that to me is the same thing, which I feel like I've like almost in a way avoided saying this for years, but like I feel like I know so many people who love A Day to Remember and like but like the stuff before that one big album,
Right. Yeah.
and it's like how did you know? How, like, were you 10 years old in like the
I mean,
the local, like, you know,
Florida,
I don't know.
Ocala,
yeah, like,
metalcore scene.
but like either way, to me, A Day to Remember started with Downfall of Us All.
Yeah, I think
which
that's
it-
even still only like their second record.
Yeah, okay. But either way, that one is about like selling out or whatever, and it's like this is this is basically your debut album. Why do you already have a song about selling out?
Let's
Like,
see here. Yeah, so Homesick is technically like their first like record, but their debut EP was before that.
Okay.
And that's the one
There's-
where people are like, I like that and I don't like anything after.
Yeah, it's, it's just like
Well,
no, you don't. It's
Homesick-
not your opinion.
Homesick is the one with Downfall of Us All, the actual song called Homesick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean that's the Day to Remember song, that the album that like everybody heard.
Yeah. There's a Wonder Years line too that I'm thinking of now. Now I'm trying to Google it so I can find the song name. But there's like some the line that is My Life as a Pigeon. The line is like an army of self-righteous kids who only liked the 7-inch, which then I watched like a interview with Soupy at the time, and like it was just about like references within an album, and I think that was their second big album, and yeah, it was like he said it was like about like, you know, the kids who like would come up to him at a show and be like, hey man, I really liked your 7-inch like 3 or 4 years ago, and it's like,
Right.
well, that was bad music, and thanks for coming up to me and telling me you don't like what I'm doing now. Like, just like, why do you think that's cool to me? Like, thanks for listening for a while, but also like, you don't just get cool points for like referencing a 7-inch, like,
Yeah, exactly.
or the EP or whatever. Like, it's like it's fine to just like the studio albums too.
Yeah, there's definitely bands over time that I've been like, I really like these guys. I like the earlier stuff way better. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it happens with like every band, I
Right.
think, at a point. I think the band that I can say that happened most specifically with me is Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I was just like, I'm over them, dude.
Yeah, I have no.
They're
yeah.
getting to the point where they're like almost poisoning how much I like their early stuff.
I feel that too. I think, and I feel like also just like, you know, in the past couple years, I think we're aging out of like almost even nostalgia for music we used to listen to.
Right.
Like it's even just kind of like because there was, there's a certain couple years, middle school, high school, and you're like, this is the best music in the whole world. From Under the Cork Tree is a classic album. Like, and then it's like, okay, yeah, sure. And then, a couple years later, it's like, man, remember when this is what was coming out and like this is what we were listening to? That was a lot of fun. And now I'm just like, I don't even care. Like, my Spotify, it's funny, I put in so many hours on like pop punk in like the early 2010s.
Yeah.
Because like before that, I would listen to like Fall Out Boy or whatever, that kind of stuff, like torrented, like downloaded onto my iTunes or whatever. And then it turned into like sad boy pop punk. I was what Spotify was for. And then like I just put in so many hours where still like my top ever artist and track is Neck Deep on my Spotify.
Incredible.
Insane to me. And like just all sorts of stuff like that, or like Brand New or All Time Low or whatever. And then it's like I'll still like Spotify has like a For You playlist section every day. And like it's like I get a few different playlists with different genres, but playlist number 1 is always like just like a Warped Tour super power hour type playlist.
Slam
and I
Dunk
never
Fest.
ever put it on. Yeah. I just like I'll like see it and I'll be like, oh, that's cool that they still like give me that. Like I haven't gotten that far away from like music I used to like, but literally I've not played that like playlist in like probably ever, at least a couple years.
Right. I wonder what I like if I could look at my all-time iTunes analytics.
Yeah.
What they're looking like.
Probably almost more accurate because that would end up going back further than Spotify does for me.
Yeah, but I have 2 separate iTunes accounts, I think. I think I have the one that I used up and through like middle school. And then like
I think when you got an iPhone.
Yeah, but I think I started a new one around the time that I graduated high school.
Gotcha.
So I bet it thinks I really like metal.
Yeah, I bet.
So
For
the album's
sure.
over, and I'm not entirely
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
what to play on the I mean the audio only podcast will be filled with music right now, but
wait, so
the live stream is kind of empty at the moment.
okay, yeah. So the live stream, forgive me for asking this. We do have music playing.
Correct.
Gotcha. Because I mute it. If I sometimes
Yeah.
I'll go check it out to see about comments or whatever,
Mhm.
but I have to mute it because it's
Yeah, I'm just gonna play the album again. It's fine. Actually, while we're here, while we're listening to Brand of Sacrifice, I can play the song for the live stream, the one that I found that I was like, this is sick.
Is it Demon King? You said?
Yeah, Demon King is the song.
Yeah, that's what's come on after playing this. Every time I've listened to it,
It looks like if I'm seeing this right, the album art from both of these albums seems pretty similar.
Yeah, maybe
That female
it's
figure
like,
is looking pretty similar.
Mine look pretty different, but in a way where it's almost like they could have just like colored it way different.
Yeah, it's like this is like blue.
Yeah.
Lifeblood
it's
is
like
blue.
they chopped and screwed the regular album art.
Chopped and screwed. Oh boy.
What else? Oh, we got to do the whole like different like I assign you an album kind of thing, huh?
Yeah, we got time, brother. We got time. I don't even know what our runtime is right now. 33 minutes.
That's fine.
Let's see here. We didn't do a Wikipedia part, but I don't think we need to.
Yeah, they're like they're just mysterious. We're not gonna know. We're not gonna find out any background information.
Yeah, I really don't think it's worth it. There's not a whole lot I'm wondering about.
I bet it's like, yeah, it's like a couple dudes who used to play in another band. There's 3 guys that used to be in this band that aren't anymore who now play in other bands.
From what I can see from their music videos of time gone by, it looks like it's maybe a guitar player. That's kind of just like a guy that writes metal.
Gotcha.
And then a vocalist who's been around the whole time.
That's good. You want to keep a vocalist if you
On
can.
this new record, the 10th song on it features Tyler Shelton, who is the vocalist of Traitors.
Oh, cool. What a coincidence.
That's gonna be cool. I don't really recognize any of these names, and real metalheads would probably be on me.
For members of Brand of Sacrifice?
The features. There's like 5 features on the new record that's coming out. I know Frankie Palmieri. He's the vocalist for Amir.
Okay.
But I don't know who. I keep seeing Ben Durr around everywhere. I do not know who that is.
That sounds like an alias. Like Bender?
Right. It's Bendurr. Durr? Durr?
Durr. Yeah. Durr.
And then there's Eric Vanlerberg.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know who that is. Jamie Graham. Don't know who that is. Tyler Shelton, the guy from Traitors.
There you go. Traitors is cool. We should do an episode on them sometimes.
Yeah, maybe we'll revisit it. We have to. I mean, we have to.
Eventually. Hey, if you're listening out there and you want to hear a Traitors episode, just hit us up and tell us to do a Traitors episode.
Yeah, don't do it sarcastically though, because then people don't take it serious. Yeah, no, do it. Do what he said, but not sarcastic.
Yeah, sorry. Jeez.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Okay, so you want me to give you an album?
Yeah. Anybody?
Okay.
Anybody want to give us an album?
Or you want somebody else to give you an album instead of me?
Anybody want to hit me right this very second? If you
All right, yeah, I'll give it a couple seconds, I guess.
Right now?
Let's see if
okay.
is that anything rolling through here?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Why don't you start assigning me one, and if somebody cuts me off, then we'll do that one instead.
You know what? I'll give you one more second to let that happen. And I've been I was watching some gear videos yesterday.
I love
and
gear
Reverb,
videos.
huh?
I love gear videos.
Yeah, great, really fun. And Reverb, like the website where you can buy used music gear, but they also have like very informative type music history or type, gear stuff, or this band plays this way kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yesterday, somehow I finally stumbled upon the synth section of their YouTube, and just looking on my YouTube right now, there's this one dude who does like synth sounds of such and such bands. And I really like the guy. And I just stumbled upon this one, Synth Sounds of Africa by Toto. So I know what I'm watching later today.
All right, nothing rolled through. So
okay,
you're up.
Okay, so I think last weekend, we were gonna do like a double header or something, and then we were like, oh, we'll do this certain artist, and then you were like, yeah, fine, we'll just do that artist, and then we didn't do that.
Right.
Did we not do that because you really didn't feel like talking about such and such artist, or?
No, I think we just like it was time sensitive, and we like kind of ran out of time because a lot of stuff was going on last weekend.
Yeah, this much is true. Okay, I'm gonna give you Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers.
I've heard that one.
Wait a second. Okay, so and maybe this could be we could make an audible here. So just out of curiosity, and like I said, we reserve the right to call an audible at any given time.
Of course.
But do you know this? Have you heard this album? Like, does your Phoebe listen to this around you?
Yes, but also because we had kind of planned to do it already.
Yeah,
I listened to it like 3 or 4 times while I was playing some friggin' Call of Duty, brother.
There you go. That's how you do it. That's the full end of the spectrum. You listen to the Phoebe Bridgers, you're playing Call of Duty.
I listen to Phoebe Bridgers while I rage.
You're a modern man.
I am.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna do this one. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give away too many of my thoughts about it.
Uh-huh.
But I am the only person that I talk to regularly, other than Zach, that isn't a fan
Yeah.
of this. So
Damn it. Cool.
why?
Uh, well, just because it's a bummer when you really dislike one, and just because this is so near and dear to my heart recently that it breaks my heart a little bit. But I'm just gonna say everything I love about it still.
Okay, that's fine. If you had any positives to say about this Brand of Sacrifice album,
Yeah, yeah.
what would you say?
Uh, okay, so one thing, yeah, maybe in this, I think I'm gonna end up doing like a little loop here and avoid your question for a couple seconds at least.
Okay.
But so I was
I'll
thinking
drill
the
it
other
back in
day,
like we're at the political debates.
what?
I'll drill it back in like we're
Oh yeah,
doing like a presidential debate.
there you go. I was just thinking the other day about how you know, even in the beginning of the podcast, I was kind of getting back into heavy music in a certain way.
Yeah,
Um, but in the past year or so, I've kind of again gone away from that world of music
right.
in it basically its entirety. And I was thinking about that the other day, and I was like, why am I not listening to that stuff anymore? And I was like, oh, it's because I'm not going to the gym. And I was listening to like hardcore or like metal stuff or like a little bit heavier kind of things while working out, and that felt very like
Feels like
fitting.
the right time.
Yeah, maybe even a little cliche of just like, yeah, I listen to metal at the gym.
Listening to
But like,
Trapped at the gym.
yeah. But so then I kind of was like just thinking about where I'm at with heavy music or whatever. And I think there's been a few metalcore or like heavier type things you've given me the past couple months
Yep.
that I'm like maybe not like specifically like, oh, I really like this part or whatever, but I'm just sort of like, okay, this is cool for what it is. I enjoy listening to it while I listen to it. And I like that it's like I said, the different thing with like the cinematic type sounds or whatever, like just kind of going for like, making choices and setting out to be different. And I really appreciate that and a lot of the things you've shown me recently where I'm like, okay, I get, metalcore or some other type of stuff like that, but it's
One of the
nice
other
when it's
cores.
yeah, any of the cores. But I do like it when they're just a little bit different doing their own thing. And I think that they are a little bit. So that's cool.
I'm gonna tie up everything that I thought about this record in a real nice tight bow, but I have to
Let's hear it.
respond to Dave in the chat first. Dave said he really
Okay.
disliked the OCs, and you're not wrong.
Uh-huh.
I definitely didn't like it,
Uh-huh.
but there's not much music that you could put on and I'd like shut it off. So if it
Yeah,
was
I
if it
feel
was
like
on, I wouldn't go out of my way to shut it off.
uh-huh. Um Oh, Spencer is in the thing. I think earlier I thought I heard you say that
Yeah, I
Spencer
said
said
Spencer's in
something
the chat, but that was I don't know how long ago.
a while ago.
Pretty active chat,
Um,
pretty booming chat here, guys.
yeah, I feel like you have like this thing of uh I don't know. Yeah, it's like you have like a small window for what you're actually stoked on or what you'll like be like, yes, I really like this. But you'll put up with a lot, but
Yeah.
like you'll definitely listen to something and then judge it very
Yeah,
intensely. But
I'm not
but in
gonna
a
I'm not gonna pretend to like something if I don't like it, but
no, yeah,
my tolerance for new music is very high.
right, for sure.
Um but here's what I'll say. Just I'll tie up Brand of Sacrifice,
There we
nice
go.
tight bow. From start to finish, it flowed very well. It felt like an album. I
Yeah,
like
good
when
flow.
albums feel like albums. That's something I've said on the podcast in the past.
Mhm.
I don't know, 100 times. Um,
Probably every time an album feels like an album.
I think you mentioned it, the two parts in the album where they like split it up to do more of like a cinematic thing.
Yeah.
I really like that. And then here's what I like the most.
Here we go.
The fact that they took like electronic stuff and married it into like a very, very heavy style of music, and it
Yeah.
didn't feel corny.
Uh-huh. I agree.
think I
There's
can
even like
appreciate that the most.
I think in like the second to last track, there's just like a almost like a noise section, and it sounds like there's like artifacting of like digital artifacting, you know, just like kind of
Right.
noise, like a high pitched type noise, and which in theory is kind of awful, but it sounded fine, and it like fits with like the okay, yeah, this is
In
like
an
a noisy
album
part.
in an album with so much chaos, some noise doesn't feel out of the ordinary, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. We'll be
Thanks.
back next week to talk about Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers.
Hey, see you next year.
Oh, is that right? Oh, wow, it is. We did
And then everything's gonna
podcasts
be
all
fixed
of
and good.
2020.
Yeah. Like every couple days.
Yeah. It was sick.
It's a lot of episodes.
Yeah. Anyways, this has been the Nobody's Listening to This Music podcast. I've been Andrew.
I've been Eric.
And you've all been wonderful.
Yeah.